Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashlyn. This is Grayson. Can you say hello? Excuse the way he looks right now. He just got done eating some pasta. But today I'm going to be doing a video all about breastfeeding. I'm doing it for many reasons, but one, breastfeeding is very important to me, and it's something I'm very what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's something I'm very drawn to. One, now because I do breastfeed him, and two, I feel like it needs to be normalized because breastfeeding is not at all. I feel like it is slowly getting back to that point, but not really. It's still,
I really meant look down upon. I don't know why I keep saying shun down upon. I don't know. I'm psycho, I guess.
Also, my best friend is currently pregnant with her second baby, and she talked me into doing this video because, of course, I've been doing it for now 13 months. It'll be 13 months in just a few days. So I can give like tips, tricks, just my story, and all that stuff because I know just how it is, especially not
and
really
apparently
having
my child is psycho too, because why are you stopping yourself, son?
In which I'm going to get into my whole story here in a second. But yeah, firstly, yes, I have a pimple down here. I've been picking with it, that's why it's probably showing so much, but we're going to act like we don't see it. So before we get started, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video, follow all of my socials down below, subscribe, and tell your friends about me. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start off, I do have notes, and I also have notes on my phone, well, like facts on my phone. And I also will put, or I will try to put timestamps down below just in case you do want to skip over certain parts. Because, like I said, if you are new here, I will get sidetracked and be all over the place, so you can just skip what I'm saying because half the time what I say does not make sense. Honestly, I'm going to be straightforward with you. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the facts. Okay, so starting off, we're going to start out with a disclaimer. I am not in any way, shape, or form judging anybody who does not breastfeed. A fed baby is the best baby. I personally just wanted to breastfeed my child and will continue. And I also do think, as a breastfeeding mom, it's my job to kind of spread the benefits and stuff from breastfeeding, just because, like I said, it is really not really, like, you get judged for doing it, let's be honest, and it's a big and it really is shunned down upon, I guess you would say, in my opinion. But like I said, a fed baby is the best baby. Just formula was not for us, and it's something I did not want to do. Now that I said that, again, the Christmas tree is still up. I'm very sorry. I'm going to take it down one of these days, but as of now, I'm not taking it down because I like it. It brings me joy, and whatever brings you joy, you should keep it around a little bit longer. So, now into my story. Growing up, breastfeeding was never really talked about at all. Like, it's not talked about at all. Like, I probably didn't even know anything about breastfeeding until I got pregnant. No one in my family had breastfed. My mom has 5 kids. She didn't breastfeed with any, and it's just something that wasn't really talked about, and I feel like that goes for everybody. So when I first found out I was pregnant, which was March of 2019, I started doing a lot of research and like following moms on, like, moms around my age, on social media, and just looking up like the best thing for my baby because I knew I wanted to do a lot of stuff different. So a lot of the moms that I follow would mention breastfeeding and the benefits and all this stuff, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna look more into that. But I just knew from the time I got pregnant, me and my fiance were talking. He also wanted me to breastfeed just because we know the benefits that comes from it now, and just something that we're very passionate about. That's the word, very passionate about breastfeeding. So Gray is apparently my cameraman because he's standing behind the camera. I didn't really have much support when it came to breastfeeding. This is why it takes me so long to film, honestly. Hey, you gonna come sit in my lap? So I feel like I said, I did not have a lot of support when I mentioned that I wanted to breastfeed. besides from me and my fiance, in which that's the only opinion that mattered when it comes to our kid. So it's not like I was gonna automatically decide not to breastfeed just because of what everybody else was saying or thinking, but it was our decision that that's what we were gonna do, and we were gonna stick to it. At the time, I didn't know that there could, which we'll get into, but I didn't know you could like have problems with your milk and not be able to, because I know there's a lot of moms who want to breastfeed and can, but I didn't know that that was like a problem, which is why I had to educate myself more on it. I really do think that they maybe thought I wasn't serious about breastfeeding, because the problems really started once I had him and I was really judged, and like I'd be feeding him and like not down talking to anybody or anything, but I'd be feeding him and they were like, ew, that's so weird, all this stuff. And which is very discouraging if you do plan on breastfeeding. That's something you'll have to like me be passionate about and not let other people's opinions affect you, because it will get to that point. So he was born on December 23rd, and really breastfeeding came naturally to both of us, because I know a lot of people have trouble latching and producing milk, all this stuff. I think my milk came in around 16 weeks pregnant. So I remember being in the shower and just like leaking, so I was like, is that my milk? And I feel like that's another thing that made me like, okay, yeah, so I know that I can have milk. I mean, I know that I have enough milk because I'm already 16 weeks and I already have like this much. My boobs were so engorged. I was like, okay, definitely. And I was also very scared of my milk like drying up, because I've heard that it's very painful, because like I said, nobody in my family breastfed, so of course their milk had to dry up at some point because it can't just sit there. So he was born on December 23rd, and it came so naturally. He latched so easy, and the only time we had trouble breastfeeding was the day we were going home, and it's just because they say he was probably just aggravated and didn't really want to eat. So we got home and he just cluster fed. But besides that, we didn't have any problems. Like, breastfeeding has been a breeze the whole 13 months, except I have had cracked nipples before. And we'll also get into cracked nipples and stuff like that and what can help you with cracked nipples, just so if you come across this problem along your journey or whatever, you can come back and look at this video, because I have already been through it and I feel like I've been through the main problems when it comes to breastfeeding. So yeah, that's just a little bit of my backstory. I feel like there's nothing really much I can say besides the fact that, so at first it was, I had decided that I just wanted to breastfeed until 6 months, just because I thought that was the normal thing to do. And then I got to 6 months and I was like, okay, no, I want to breastfeed until 1 year. Like, I want to give my baby the best benefits that I can. And then we got to 1 year, or closer to 1 year, and I was like, okay, I don't plan on stopping just yet, and he's not ready to stop. So at this point, it's either when my milk runs out or when he's ready to stop. Because regardless if I'm ready to stop or not, I'm not going to stop until he's ready, because I'm not going to take that away from him. Because one, the main thing I like about breastfeeding is the bond we've gotten from it, and also the bond and connection, and I feel like it's comfort from him. So I wouldn't want to take that comfort away from him without him being ready, if that makes sense. So the next thing we're going to start getting into, and like I said, I will leave, or try to leave, the timestamps, but pads and leaking. So I use nursing pads, and I really didn't, but you will leak like crazy, so you probably need to. But I thankfully my fiance worked, so I've been a stay-at-home mom, and if you know, have been here for a while, I do have a job, but it's not really a full-time job, so I'm still basically a stay-at-home mom. And so like, I was always home in case I was to leak. I always leaked, actually, but it wasn't never anything embarrassing because I was at home, or it's happened in public before, but it's not a big deal. Like, you're a mom, it happens, it's okay. And I just learned to not be embarrassed by it. But I use a brand that's from Target, and it's like really all the kind. I'll have to look up the name. The Lanolin breast pads, and I also had the nipple cream, and it just looks like that. So yeah, that's something you can go ahead and stock up in. The next thing is nursing bras. I personally did not use nursing bras just because I'm a sports bra kind of gal anyways, so I just use my sports bras. But Target does have very good sports bras. The next one is public feeding. So at first, when he was first born, I remember that I didn't care who I breastfed in front of, I was going to feed him. And which it was, I feel like up until the 6 weeks, like I remember when we first came home from the hospital, our maintenance man had came, and I didn't care. I was feeding my baby. He was going to stay eating. He was either going to have to close his eyes or just see what he saw. But as time went on, I think, like, I do not care. I fully support breastfeeding in public, but me personally, I wasn't comfortable doing it out in public. I would like go to the car, or I think majority of the time I was in the car, or if we were at family's house, I would go into a different bedroom, unless it's like close family, like my mother-in-law. I would do it in front of her because she was in the room when I had him, so she's already seen all my junk anyways, so I didn't really care. But she was also very supportive when it came to breastfeeding, but there was just certain people who didn't want me to do it in front of them, and I can't help but respect that, especially when I'm in their house. But if it was to be at my house, I wouldn't care, and I would still just stay out. So yeah, but I fully support feeding in public, because a baby's got to eat. You wouldn't want to eat in the bathroom, and you wouldn't want to eat under a t-shirt or under a cover up, none of that stuff. If you're comfortable with it, do it. If you're not, I know a lot of places do have like breastfeeding rooms now, which I absolutely love, but like I said, I did go to the car or just go into a different room. The next one is underproducing. Like I said, I've had a very good supply since the time I was 16 weeks pregnant. But I know when I was scared of like underproducing, Body Armor is what helped me a lot. And I know there's also lactation cookies, and there's smoothies you can make, but Body Armor is what mainly helped me, and lots and lots and lots of water. Like, drink tons of water. The next one is pain and blisters. It does hurt sometimes, because like my child, he has 9 teeth now. So when he wants to be a little meanie, he will bite me and like try to yank away. And then you also get cracked nipples, and you can get something called mitosis. Do research on that, because that is something I've had to do research on, which I haven't had. Thankfully, I'm so thankful I haven't. But it's just like just too much. You being engorged, and it just like causing a lot of problems. But yeah, you will have that. But like I said, the nipple cream that I showed a few minutes ago helped very quick. So yeah. And then the last topic before I get into questions is the feeding schedule. When he was first born, I did when he was first born until maybe what would you say, 6 months? I would say 6 months. It was maybe every 2 hours. And then it worked its way to every 4 hours, and I think now it's just whenever he wants. Like, it's on demand, because he will come and pull my shirt up when he's ready, and I need to be ready right along with him, because he does not play. But your baby will let you know when he's hungry, because sometimes he didn't eat every 2 hours, and sometimes he didn't eat every 4 hours, but trust me, they'll let you know. Okay, now on to the questions. The first one is it easy? Absolutely not. Breastfeeding has to be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And Grayson is shaking his head no. It is too. It is hard. You don't have to struggle because you're the one eating. But it has to be one of the hardest things ever. It's draining. It takes a lot of your energy. And it's just, but it's so rewarding. But it's definitely not easy, just from losing sleep behind it, and just being so tired from it, and you having to eat more because it takes everything from you. And when I mean everything from you, I mean it. The next one is benefits. So I do have the benefits written down just because I couldn't remember all of them, but this is one of the main things that made me want to breastfeed. And your milk carries immune information from mom to baby, helps prevent babies from catching infections, including pneumonia, ear infections, vomiting and diarrhea, allergies, diabetes, and certain leukemias. Then for moms, it decreases their risk of cardiovascular disease, and like I said, I cannot talk to save my life, diabetes, breast and ovarian cancer. And then the next one I did answer earlier is how long are you going to breastfeed? And like I said, at first it was 6 months and a year, but now it's just whenever he's ready to stop. And also I wrote down a fact they have about how long you should breastfeed, and it says the World Health Organization recommends exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months and ongoing breastfeeding for at least 2 years. So at this point, if he doesn't stop before, it will be until he's 2. And I'm going to be honest, just because in case you can hear it, I will be livid, but our neighbors, our upstairs neighbors, have been ticking me off the past few days. I don't know why they're so loud, but I feel like it's so disrespectful. And it's every single time. It's like, what time is it, Gray? It's like literally like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and they're like so loud and stumping around. And usually that's his bedtime, so I'd be livid if he was, even more livid if he was asleep. Sorry. But the next one is, why didn't you pump and breastfeed? So personally, at first, when I was, like I said, wasn't as educated on it, I was going to do both, just because I just felt like it was the right thing to do. But my lactation nurse told me that because I did have enough milk and produce enough milk, that I wouldn't need to pump, because then I would overproduce, and then it would just cause problems from there if I was to overproduce. So that is why I didn't breastfeed and pump. But I do pump sometimes when I know I'm going to be at work for a long amount of time, and I know he'll be hungry while I'm gone. I do pump, but I'll just do like 1 bottle at a time. Like, I don't pack up storage for later and all that stuff. The next one is, sign your baby is getting enough milk. And this, I also wrote down facts about this one. It says, baby nurses at least 8 to 12 times throughout a full 24 hours. You can hear your baby swallowing. You will hear the baby swallowing. That's how you know he is also, like, he's getting some out, because sometimes it is confusing. And then the baby's urine is clear. And then baby has a lot of wet diapers, and baby is gaining weight. So one of the main things for my family not really wanting me to breastfeed is because they were scared he wasn't getting enough. But Grayson was born 7 pounds 15 ounces, and then the next day, we went to a week checkup, and he was already like 8 pounds and something. So he gained weight really fast, and now he's 13 months old and he's 31 pounds. So clearly my milk has been doing very good for him. But we knew very fast, very early, that my breast milk was, he was getting enough breast milk, just because he did have a lot of wet diapers and he was gaining weight, and he is a very big baby. So you will know, trust me. So that was the last question about it. And then I'll do the ones that's on my phone, and then I'll save the cool facts for last. So we'll do 11 benefits of breastfeeding. So the first one is, you get sick less and have lower risk of allergies. So Grayson, like I said, is 1 year old, and he's been sick probably once, and it was once he turned 1 year old. So from the time he was newborn until 1 year old, he didn't get sick, hardly even a runny nose. And the doctor was very surprised at the 1 week checkup and the, 6 weeks? Or do you go every 2 months? Whenever you go after that, it's been so long I can't remember. But I think it was 2 months actually. He was very surprised that we hadn't seen him from being sick, because he said babies get sick really fast, and which means my milk was really helping, because he didn't get sick until 1, and the doctor was very surprised by that. Another one is, you have a lower risk of the baby will have a lower risk of obesity and type 1 and 2 diabetes. You have a lower incident of SIDS, which is trigger warning, sudden infant death syndrome. Another one is, have a reduced risk for ear infection. Another one is, on a path to optimal brain development. When I tell you, Grayson has to be the smartest kid I've ever met in my life. He is so intelligent. He's already doing so many things. Like, he was walking at like 9 months. He was crawling at 5 months. Like, insane. He was like moving so fast. I had to take some stuff off the camera, but he was just moving so fast. And you know, people will say, oh wow, he's moving so fast, like he's moving out of the way for somebody. And I'm like, no, my baby is just so smart. Like, let him be smart. But I definitely agree to that. Another one is, gets nutrients that help strengthen and develop their immature immune system in a way no other substance can, which is very, very true. Another one is, responds better to immunizations against polio, Okay, there are a lot of big words that I'm not reading, but fights against a lot of stuff. So another one is have optimal oral development because of their jaw movements and nutrients in breast milk, decrease the risk of tooth decay, are protected against respiratory infections including those caused by rotaviruses, are less likely to be hospitalized with pneumonia and bronchitis, and have a decreased risk of lower respiratory infections, have been associated with a slightly enhanced performance on cognitive development test. So that's more stuff. And then I have 5 really cool fun facts. The first one is human milk boosts a baby's immune system big time. Saliva exchange at the breast allows for specific antibodies to be in your milk. So like I was saying, for you, like when you're feeding your baby, when you're sucking, like when your kid is sucking, their saliva goes back into your breast and it can detect whether they are sick, like any type of sickness, whether that's an ear infection, anything. It can detect it, and your milk will automatically change into the medicine and the antibodies that they need to cure it and fix it and help them feel better right then and there. Breastfeeding for at least 12 months reduces mama's risk of ovarian and breast cancer, heart disease, and osteoporosis, which is so important. Number 3 is producing breast milk consumes 25 to 30% of the body's energy. The brain only uses 20% by comparison. So like I said, you need to drink lots of water, and you are very hungry when you breastfeed, just because when you're breastfeeding, you're giving your kid everything that you have, your energy, your food, water, everything. So just stay prepared for that. The 4th one is, on average, babies remove 67% of the milk mama has available. Baby eats until they are full, and a breast is never empty. So that's something I was very scared of, like, because he would cluster feed and eat so much. I'd be like, okay, am I going to run out? But you can never run out of breast milk. It always produces what your baby needs. And then the last cool fact is the breast can detect even a 1 degree temperature fluctuation in body temperature and adjust accordingly. Whether that be high or low, it will adjust and help your baby feel better. And the last thing I want to talk about is how I stayed, I guess, motivated, you would say, and not get discouraged, just because, one, like I said, I wasn't really supported when it came to it, and it's not really a big thing, and you are judged for it because people think it's weird and nasty and all this stuff. My baby's health since the time he was born has been my main priority, whether people made fun of me for it or not. And like I said, I feel like more mamas are starting to breastfeed, which I love, and not down talking formula fed babies, but breastfeeding is my main priority right now. So we're not really, this isn't about formula feeding babies, formula fed. But like I said, it's just something I'm so strong about, and I will continue to breastfeed, God willing, with my other kids. Hopefully my milk is always the same when it comes to my kids to come. But it was very hard for me to not stop, with everyone coming at me telling me it's weird, and that it just gets annoying at some points, and you just want to just like let people have it and not want to hear anything else. But I would say if you feel discouraged or like giving up, don't, because your baby needs it, especially in this crazy world and all of these viruses going on. But the cool thing is, you can, if you do get the virus, you can still breastfeed your baby without your baby getting it, which is so amazing and so cool to me. But also knowing that my body is able to produce milk and provide and give my baby everything he needs without me having to give him extra stuff and put in extra stuff, just me alone can give him everything he needs, was just enough for me to want to keep going and not care about what anybody else thinks, and know that it is good for my baby. So yeah, and it's just such a blessing. And women are so amazing, whether you formula feed or breastfeed. If you're a mama and you went through a whole pregnancy and pushed out a child or had a C-section, all of this stuff, you are amazing. You carried a human, you put another life into this world, and that's just so amazing and mind-blowing. Like, women are so amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video. Follow all of my socials down below. subscribe and tell your friends and family about me. If you have any more, don't say bye-bye yet. If you have any more questions about breastfeeding, comment them down below in case I didn't get to them. If you do like videos like this, also comment down below and I will do more. And comment videos you would like to see when it comes to motherhood and all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.